Alrighty, good evening everybody, and welcome to Let's Talk with the Fan Zone. Let us just sort out our bearings. I hope you guys join us. What you laughing for?
Sort out our bearings. Your bearings are off.
Yeah, it's a bit better too. Okay, so we are live. Let's get the link up and running. Wait. Oh, I'm on your Wi-Fi, that is why. Right, guys, come through, join us. You can join us at any time. Anytime you feel the need to walk in. Walk in.
What is that?
Some Instagram thing. Right, well, there's only been a notification sent out now, so you should arrive on the scene. Now, who's there? Who is with us? I came through. Oh, you think Stan goes in all. Right, guys. Let's tag, share, get everyone in here. We are just here to. Hey, I'm not even on the stream. We're just here to touch base, find out what's going on. How's it, Ellie? How are you doing? What's life like this week? You're back at work. So we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait. Chantal, we see you there. Welcome to the Fan Zone. I'm so happy that you said shalom. Raylan, Kukora, we are blessed to have you in our stream today. It's gonna snow. What's up, brother man? What's moving and shaking?
I had to go on my daughter because your Wi-Fi is...
Guys, I'm busy with Chip and Up this evening, so just excuse me. You know me, I walk with
the last time we were going to this chip and dip that we went to buy.
Well, I'm going to tell you a story about this Chip and Dip. Well, that pack is finished, but we're going to get there. Let's just see. Raylan, what's happening? Have you started your Keep Fit journey? What's moving and shaking? Have you started running? Talk to us. Oh, you sure you don't want to?
Just so you get the stuck in your arms.
I will correct you. Rosanna's letting out secrets here, guys. Let me tell you something, right? Let me tell you a small story. So, anyway, Saturday, we went to go and pick up chicken halim down at the bottom from like one of our close friends, and they were giving out to people, stuff like that, whatever the case may be. So anyway, Rose and I decided to take a drive there, and we pick up our buckets and our rolls and whatever the case may be, and we come home. Guys, let me tell you something. I whooped that stuff. Oh my gosh. To a point where, you know, now it's like soup based, like kind of a thing. So now when you dip the roll into it, obviously some of the stuff is going to be, hello Troy, dripping down your hand. So that is what now Rosanna wants to tell the whole world.
I didn't say anything.
What I was
all
doing.
I did is give you.
Guys, let me tell you something. When I eat, I eat, and I enjoy my food. Whether it's saucy, whether it's like, you know, and I'm busy. Mom, all your Instagram notifications are coming through, yeah. But anyway, we are going to proceed with life. So yes, Anita, good evening to you. Troy, good evening to you.
Hey guys.
Someone else is Leslie. What says it? Good morning or what? We haven't seen you in a long time. Welcome to Let's Talk with the Fan Zone. Guys, before we go any further, what are you laughing about?
We can't see ourselves.
Yeah, so all your notifications are coming through on our phone. Okay, before we go any further, we would like to take this opportunity to wish Roseanne's niece Dee DeVol, a very happy 18th birthday today. Can you believe it? Can you believe that one of
We've got 2 kids in our family now.
Can you believe that
The
your
rest are
niece
adults.
is 18? Like, wow. But anyway, while we're here, we would like to wish my mother and Sheridan, they will celebrate their birthday on Friday. So we would also like to wish them a very happy birthday for Friday. Well, in advance, but it's fine. While we're on the stream, I just thought we would like to take that opportunity. Okay, Leslie, it's 2 a.m. here. Like, what are you doing?
Why are you even up?
Kaylee, good evening to you. Naughty, my friend, good evening to well, whatever it is to you. How's it? How you doing? What's happening? What's moving and shaking?
Hello, hi.
Hello, hi. Right, guys. So, Les, you abroad. And while I've got you here, we're not sure for how long, but we would like to chat to you first. So, as everyone is aware, KZN was in... I don't even know if I can even speak about it, guys, because I was off the grid the whole of last week. So I'm actually still trying to comprehend what actually took place here last week. I left for a school trip on Sunday at about 7:30, at about 8. Almost 8 we left in the morning, and I only returned to the grid Thursday afternoon.
So Tony missed everything that
Zonke.
happened in Durban.
Zonke, bonke. Besides being off the grid, we didn't have signal at all. So the guides that I was with, because I went on as a teacher for my group of girls, the guides that we were with, they were on 2-way radios and they had a satellite phone. So we were in connection with the base, what we call a base camp, because it's like a 4-day hike. So we will hike to a certain tent location, certain cave location, certain tent location, and we will sleep there overnight and return. So in about those 4 days, I think it's safe to say that I'd walked at least 38 to 40 Ks. So only like extreme emergencies that were affecting us and the kids on the hike actually came through on those channels. But when I did get the notification that it was raining in Durban, because it was raining the day we left, and it rained in Underberg Sunday and Monday, it was literally just in passing. All they said was, hello Andy, all they said was, and hello friend, was that it's raining hectically in Durban. But by Tuesday morning, the sun came up by us and it actually lifted the girls' spirits. I mean, imagine sleeping like in an open field in a tent and it's raining. Like, the kids were miserable, and then we hiking in the rain and it's muddy, and it was unreal. So they actually had basically come around once they saw the sun and was in such a better mood. So as we were on this hiking journey, I reached signal like at a specific spot. In fact, I know the spot because the previous hike that I went on, it was the only spot that I could receive signal from. And with that, I switched on my phone and I called Roseanne. And I think all Roseanne said was, you will what did you say? Tell them what she said.
I can't remember what I said.
But she was something along the lines of you will never believe what's
happening here.
Yeah, what's happening in there. But she said like devastating something to that effect.
I said complete devastation.
Yes.
It was something. But we had like 2 seconds to talk, and I couldn't tell her everything that was happening. All I said was, KZN is in complete devastation with regards to the floods. There was a death count already, and so many people missing. And Tony was like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? And I was like, Tony, we are underwater here. We are swimming. And she's like, but she didn't speak like she comprehended anything.
I didn't understand a word you were saying. Listen up, guys. We in like Underberg.
The sun was shining.
And it's like, what? I think, you got my chips. It's like 3 k's away from Durban. Like, how can Durban...
3 k's?
I'm saying 3 hours away from Durban. How can Durban be flooding? Like, guys, I must admit, I did not understand one word Roseanne was saying. And she was speaking so fast, and like, you must know, guys, they hadn't spoken to me, Roseanne and my mother hadn't spoken to me since Sunday, since they dropped me off, since I left to go on camp. I think I just about got a message out there to say that we have arrived, and then that was it.
No way. So she says, we arrived at camp late because of the rain. Some of the road has washed away.
Oh, yeah.
So we had to hike 6 k's to camp. So in my mind, it was raining there the way it was raining here.
But that was like the fastest phone call I had from with Rosanna. Like, and then I was just stressed, guys. Stressed because I knew once I say goodbye, I'm like, please tell my mother that I phoned and like we're okay and it's not raining here and we all good and everyone's like safe in our camp kind of a thing, because we were literally myself and 3 other teachers and we were responsible for like 55 to 60 kids. So the whole grade 9 class were with us. And yeah, that was me, guys. That
was all Tony knew about the flood. So, what I want to know from everybody, and I'm going to tell you where I was. But for all the people that are out of the province and that have family here, we know what it was like for you when it was the unrest and you were worried about your family and everybody in Durban at that time, because you watched what was going on. You were here, then you were seeing posts on Facebook. It's the same thing with the floods. Like, the people that are outside of Durban, that are abroad and that are in other provinces, like, what do you think when you started seeing the pictures of the floods and the water and everything? I mean, guys, this was the worst since 1987. And I actually remember the 1987 one. And I was a child. I don't remember as much devastation, but I knew that it actually caused a lot of devastation. But guys, how much more can KZN take? Like, we have been through a hell of a lot in the last 2 years. Besides COVID, we went through the unrest, we went through burning buildings, and then now it just like starts raining and everything gets washed away. It's like, what is going on? Like, we need to turn salt.
Okay, so Liz, for even those that are out of KZN, what was it like? You guys must know someone who stays in Durban, who stays in KZN, and this was the reports that was coming to it. Andrea, good evening to you. I know you hate us to greet you live, but anyway, welcome. Princey, we see you there. Supposed to be busy on the treadmill. And Mary and Dickford, good evening to you.
Princey was in a boat. Princey was at the bottom of Centre Road, and he was swimming. Like, when I found Princey, what was it, like 4 o'clock in the morning, they were still out, trying to rescue people, trying to get people to safety. Guys, where were you? What did you do? Were you involved in any of the rescues? Did anything happen to you? Was your homes washed away? Did any walls in your property fall? Like, where were you? What happened? Do you know anybody that actually didn't make it? Or where were you when it started raining on Monday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, when everybody realized that it's starting to flood? We need to get out. We need to go home. Like, where were you? Were you at work? It was a normal Monday. Like, did your boss come to you and say, guys, you'll need to go? Like, what happened? Because I know on Monday, I was in training. And I kept on checking messages coming. Toti's flooded. Sloty's flooded. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, what is going on?
Well, tell us, where were you? Where were you when it started to rain? As Ross said, it should be about 1 o'clock Monday.
It was about 1 o'clock on Monday where things started really going sideways. So Melanie says, I could not believe what I was seeing on social media. Okay, so Leslie says, I was and remain terribly sad. Last month, here in New South Wales, where I live, We experienced similar floods with huge loss and devastation, so we did very close to home. However, the difference is our government's response to assist then our affected residents. But your population in New South Wales is way smaller, I think. What is the population? I know South Africa's population is like 60 million. So I think the amount of people does make a huge difference. Okay, so Daylan, I was helping the people with search and rescue. Okay, Daylan, tell us. So like, when did you guys realize that, you know what, things are going sideways, we need to get people out? I actually was not supposed to be at work. I actually got a call in the morning on Monday at like 6 o'clock in the morning saying there's no water on site, work from home. But my son was already ready for school, and obviously I said, okay, well, I'm going in to do training. I'm going to take my son to school. He has to go to school anyway. So he goes to school. And then I drop him off at school and I go back to work. I was in a training session the whole day. So, on Teams. So I was completely offline, but I had my phone and I kept on checking the updates. And I kept on saying, Totti's flooded. Then Sloty's flooded, and I'm thinking, Then I opened the blinds and it was like pouring with rain. And then I'm saying to my friend, because two of us came in, there was only two of us in the office, I'm saying to her, this rain is starting to get a little bit worrying now. Especially because where I work, I don't know if anyone remembers, in 2019 in April we had a similar situation and Stapleton Road flooded. And Stapleton Road was closed for almost 3 weeks at that time because the road collapsed. So I kept on saying, I hope you're going to be fine. And then at about 2 o'clock, our site manager comes and he's like, guys, you'll better pack up and get out. I don't know how much longer you'll have. You'll better go now. So guys, I just closed my laptop, put it in my bag, grabbed my stuff, and I started heading for the door. I parked right outside our door. It's like a few meters away. From the door to my car, the rain was coming down so hard, I got drenched. You know, like when you can't even see where you're going, the rain is all in your face.
Oh, we got Keith Thomas in the live stream. Wow.
Anyway, so then I still have to get my son to school. Then I get to Stapleton Road and I'm like, oh my gosh, there was no way that we were going to be able to get across on Stapleton Road. And that is I work at Paradise Valley. So that's our entrance. Once that is blocked off, there's nowhere else to go. We are boxed in and that's it. And I thought to myself, I am not sleeping here at work. I need to pick up my son from school and I need to get home. So what I did was, if anybody knows this route, they would know. On the M13, there's a Stapleton turnoff, right? So I went counterflow up the road, waited on the side of the freeway, and then I joined the traffic there because there was no way we could get to Stapleton Road. Got into Pinetown School, and then obviously back on the M19. But I started seeing the videos as I was driving of Stapleton Road, of all the different places, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I kept on saying to people that were posting that video, I've just come from there. It was really, really hectic. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. Okay, so there was Leslie.
Oriel. And Links, good evening to you, and Uncle Marvin, good to see you.
So Earl says, fortunately I spent Easter in PTA rugby tournament. So Francine says, when I saw the videos of Sparks Road and Butcher Road, I was done. Looked like a river. My family lives on Sparks Road and I completely panicked. Several of my family homes had water damage and the retaining walls by my brothers on the bluff fell down. Wanted to come home, don't know for what, and family said no. Helpless over here. Okay, so Joanne says, very sad to see our beautiful place go under like that. My heart goes out to all those families who have lost their loved ones. Okay, so Raylan, we started on Monday, the 12th, late afternoon, because it wasn't raining so bad. Then once the sun started coming out, there were bodies on the side of the rivers in KwaMashu.
Oh, my ears standing.
Whew. Okay.
Alicia, good evening to you.
Sheridan,
And hello, Marlon.
Sheridan, I don't think it's called bravery. I don't think that I had.
Fight or flight.
Yeah, I had to get home. There was no way. That train was not stopping. And we had to get home. And one of my friend that was with me lives in Kloof. So she followed me going up onto the freeway. And then she had to get home to Kloof, right? Her husband left work in Umhlanga at about 5 o'clock. And he only got home at 10 o'clock in the evening. But luckily he had a big car. He's got a big one of these big 4x4s. But she said she had followed, he had sent her a location, so she was following his route as he was driving. And for a while he tried to wait it out, and then when they realized that the rain's not going to stop, he carried on driving. She said he was going up the M13, down the M13, up the M13, down the M13. And when she found him, and she said, like, what the hell are you doing? You're like going back and forth. Can you just try and get home? He was like, every turn he tried to take was flooded and he couldn't get through. Or there was a mudslide and he couldn't get through. So he was going back roads, and if he couldn't take that route, he was detouring until he finally got home at 10 o'clock. But like I said to her, you're very lucky. You are very lucky and blessed that he got home, because a lot of people didn't get home. And that was the sad thing. The sad thing is that there were kids that were still in school, and people rushing to pick up their kids and then getting stuck. So that was very, very, very sad. Hey, Alicia. Yeah, so I don't think it was brave. I think that
Karen, good evening to you.
Everybody that was on the road actually probably just wanted to get home. And that's all you could think of. I need to get home. You're watching the puddles. You can see the puddles. You're trying to brace yourself. You're trying to drive on like the driest part of the road. But the rain was lashing down. And it carried on. It carried on right through. It did not stop. I know it's like, I think it started dying down at like 6 a.m. on Tuesday morning. But by that time, at 2 a.m., our lights went off. So from 2 a.m. on Tuesday, we had no lights. So there was Tuesday, Wednesday, it came on Wednesday evening. Wednesday evening, I think, the lights came on. And then obviously now the water situation, there's some areas that haven't had lights and water since Monday.
Okay, so tell us, guys, are you in a situation where you haven't had water, haven't had lights for days, haven't had both for days? What is your point of call? What is it like? Okay, so for us here, we actually quite, how can I say? We're quite...
we're lucky.
Yeah, and we're also lucky. In the loop of communication. So, comms has been sent out by a counsellor. Also, we would like to send a huge shout out to Graham, who is actually doing the most. But he sends out comms that says our ward is actually supplying water to other wards. I think we're the fortunate ward that seems to have the most water, if I can call it that. So sometimes we will load shed when the reservoir is low.
Okay, so Leslie, you're asking what is the reason people lost water. The reason why we lost water is because the floods damaged the water pipes. What's the name of it? Damaged the water pipes. So most of the water pipes, the infrastructure that supplies water to the homes, now has all been damaged, either washed away, or most of the rivers burst their banks. The Mgeni River burst their banks, the Mbila River burst their banks. Most of the rivers burst their banks, and once that happened, it comes with the mudslides, things got washed away. So all the underwater piping that they used to get water to all the homes, all of that is gone. It's called an aqueduct.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that's what it's called. It's called aqueduct. I've been listening to everything that's going on. So because that is now...
Just you to know that one.
And the problem is, there's only one place where the council is filling up. So all those water trucks that are being dispatched to all the different areas have to go to one place to fill up. So where they're filling up, because there's only one place that can fill up, the water trucks are lined up. And it's quite far. It's like an hour drive.
So what came to the aqueduct?
Yeah, yes, thank you, Auntie Sobala. The aqueducts. I knew those aqueducts. But yes, so that's the reason why. Lots of the infrastructure's gone. Lots of the roads are gone. The M19 was closed. The M13 was closed. The M4 was closed. A lot of it's either mudslides or because of the rain and the amount of rain, it started crumbling. So like there was the Tongaat Bridge started crumbling, started separating. So it's mainly just infrastructure that has been damaged. And that's why we don't have water, and that's why we don't have electricity. The electricity problem is electricians have to come out in the rain and fix. So
and also we don't have contractors anymore, so it's actually the guys that are on the ground. I actually read an electrician's post today. I shared it.
yes,
He's one of the guys that work in the municipality, actually from our area. And he's basically saying, guys, we understand that this has happened and obviously they're widely stretched and stuff like that, but just be patient. These guys are coming out away from their families or out of their homes and they're trying to sort out your faults. Yes, it might take them a week to come to see you guys. It might take them 2 weeks to come and see to you guys, but they are trying their utmost best. So, we would also like to send a huge shout out to those guys. A huge shout out to anyone who's coming out of their comfort zone to assist with these services. We understand that they also are under pressure. Like you will
They
never
probably
be.
don't have at their own homes. They probably don't have water at their own
They
homes.
are running like going into 24 hours, no sleep. I also watch one of the search and rescue guys from the Metro Police Unit on Facebook. They're not sleeping, guys. These guys are out.
Guys,
It's crazy.
the death toll is what, 400 and something now? And there's still a few people missing. Guys, like some families lost like 5 and 10 members of their family.
Yeah. Also,
Due to the
opposed
rain.
that there's another 4 members to that family that's already lost 10 members of their family.
Guys, I actually was saying to Tony when she phoned me and I was trying to explain to her how bad it is. I said to her, Tony, it's worse than the unrest. And she's like, what are you talking? I said, it's worse than the unrest. There's like more people have lost their lives. It's worse than what we experienced during the unrest. Because it was just terrible. Okay, so Auntie Sybil came through with the number 448 people
But
lost
like
their
still,
lives.
that is something
That are still missing.
Yeah.
That are still missing. Like, bodies were washing up on the beach. Like, it's actually even hard to comprehend. It's actually hard. Our road collapsed, so...
Yes, there's 2 members from the SAPS search and rescue that lost their lives already. Yes, I think, guys, before we close tonight, we're going to have a moment of silence. So we can send through hearts, so we can send through something to those that we have lost and also those that are just going through the most this time. Whether their wall has collapsed, whether their house was flooded, with what you know your intentions, you know what you're going through. So before we close today, please just remind me that we will be having a moment of silence.
So Sheridan says, I'm thankful we got home before the rain started. Tuesday went up to the main road and couldn't get out. Stayed home. We had water. It goes off for about 2 hours and the lights 30-minute maximum. But we've been exempt from load shedding, so
that's a fault.
that helps. That helps. That actually helps. Because
Yeah, but if you're in darkness already,
hey, MTV.
you like don't know what is actually really going on. I'm telling you guys, water is so powerful. It is actually unreal. The force of water, like I know majority when people are lost at sea or drowned at sea and stuff like that, it's majority of the time it's actually swimmers. So I don't think because you know how to swim you can just jump into a stream or jump into a river and you can tackle a force of water, because you yourself also will get tired. So that's actually all I can say with regards to that. I must be very honest. When I came back and when Roz was filling me in on the stories and what was going on, I said to her, to a certain extent, I'm actually glad and grateful that I was not here, because I actually would have attempted to swim or come and assist or do something along those lines.
Guys,
and it would have been scary.
I was on Zelo on Monday night. So I was on Zello and I was listening in, and the calls that were coming in, and nobody could do anything. It was just basically, we'll try and get services to you, but services couldn't get to anybody. And then what ended up happening was the lights ended up going off. So you can't get out. It's dark. It's raining. The roads are closed. It was. I think people in Durban mentally have been through a hell of a lot. I felt so helpless because you can't even say, okay, usually when we're on Zello, it's like, okay, we'll dispatch an amber, we'll dispatch like help. We couldn't get help to people. And all the people that were on Insecure and Insecure actually came out of their houses to go and actually join the search and rescue and help. So it was to listen to it mentally, it was like, you just sat there and you were like, oh my God, what is happening? Like, how is this even happening? I put it off because obviously the lights went off, and obviously now you don't know when the lights are going to come on, so I had to put it off to save my battery. But it's like we thought it couldn't get worse than 2020. And then 2021 it got worse. And then you thought, okay, can't get worse than this. And then 2022. Like... Guys, let's not say anything but 2023.
Yeah,
let's just all play.
Single file into 2023. But guys, Luke, also good evening to you guys. I hope you guys are doing well. But guys, just imagine having all these services at like snap of your fingers. But you cannot get these services out to the people. Like when Roz said to me, it's only people were crying on Zello. They need help. This is falling, that's falling, they're looking for this one's drowning. Like
sandbags. There was a guy, I think his name was Hassan, that actually was filling sandbags and taking the sandbags to the people to try and stop the water. And then a call came through for the pump to pump the water out of the house because now this house was starting to collapse. But that guy that was filling up sand, he was filling up sand and transporting it to the places. But the places, there was one in Morningside, and then there was a call in Chatsworth, please, we need sand. And this guy, I think he made a mental list. I must actually ask Mel. He made a mental list, and he was saying, guys, I'm filling these sandbags. You all can come and pick it up if you can. I'm trying my best to get it out to the locations. But in my mind, I'm thinking Morningside, Chatsworth, like, what is going on?
Like, how is he getting to all these places and everyone else?
But he kept on coming on, and he was there. I'm filling up more, and then they were calling for pumps, and I was like, I just sat there and I'm like, oh my word. Like, you feel so helpless. Like, there's absolutely nothing you can do. Okay,
Hello,
so
Vicky.
Auntie Sybil says, this evening, a helper from a family in Durban North's body was recovered under the rubble of a wall that collapsed on her outside on the property a week later.
Sure.
Okay, so Sheridan says, so we just open up our home to those in need of water, a bath, a hot meal, etc. that could get to us. So, always a silver lining. So like with the unrest, we saw people coming together. I've been seeing people coming together. Like, there's lots of areas in Newlands East that don't have water, and people have been posting it. And I've actually seen people saying, I got water, this is my address, come to my house, you can fill water for your baby. I've heard people on Facebook saying, and in the groups, I've got lights, if you need a hot meal, if you need to do anything, come to my house, charge your phone. These people that are opening up their homes. And guys, if there's one thing we know, Durban people come together when we need to come together.
100%.
So yes, all the other
Lamont.
times, but people are coming together. People, I was like, oh my word. People are actually saying, come to my house, I've got water. Bosses.
Yes.
Bosses says,
Huge shout out to bosses.
come out, we've got water, come fill up as much as you want. People
Even-
with boreholes are saying, I've got a bore. Come with whatever you can, come and take as much water as you want. Guys, It's actually, sometimes you get
Very scary.
goosebumps when you start reading these things. And people are opening up their homes, people are offering their assistance where they can. We know we all can't assist in different ways, but people are assisting where they can.
Boss actually sends out voice notes. I think it was Easter Saturday, Easter Sunday. Oh, happy belated Easter to everyone in the stream, those that we did not speak to or have seen. And they were actually
Hey,
like,
what?
if you got a JoJo tank. Now, just imagine this, guys. People are telling you to put it on a bucket.
Oh, we're back.
Okay, summer story again. Bosses actually sent out a voice note on this Easter weekend, and they're saying if you've got even a JoJo tank and you can unclip it and put it on a bucket, bring it to us and you can fill it, and maybe you can assist with the people in the road, or if it's just for you, we don't care. No questions asked. Come anytime. It's there. Also, we've seen, I think it's near Zimbabwe, they've got those taps on the freeway. Where if you're driving in that vicinity, or if you just
It's
want
for the
water,
residents.
you guys can go through and you can fill it there like that. Like, imagine, guys, there's a strip of pipes, a strip of taps, not even just pipes, a strip of taps just laying like in the emergency lane on a freeway for people that need water. Wow. So
they're gonna say,
yeah.
it's so bad. If you can take a drive to Intezuma in Nanda, you won't believe it. And this is what I keep saying to my kids. My kids are complaining. I mean, they were complaining about no lights. They complain their phones. They can't charge their phones. I say, guys, we still got a roof over our heads. There are people out there whose houses washed away. Imagine. Can you imagine sitting there and watching your stuff go, and there's nothing you can do? Absolutely nothing you can do. I was like, you guys actually need to be very, very grateful for what you have, because we in Newlands East, we didn't see a lot of damage. Yes, Tiburon and a few houses, but it's not the majority. It's not the majority. So there's some places where it's just demolished.
The whole. Okay, so guys, let's talk. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but around here, don't lie.
It's not fake news.
Okay, anyway, so we're gonna come back to that. Guys, I'm not sure if you guys have seen the picture where the road to Umlazi, or whatever the case may be, like disappeared, guys. Like I can't even explain it to you guys. And in a matter of like a week, this road is up and running. Now there's a whole thing on Facebook about whether or not people are safe to use that road or whatever, because it like came up extremely fast.
I don't know that it's up.
It's up and running, girlfriend. It's done. It's done. Yeah. So
Tell those people to come at Stapleton though.
So I don't know what's your thoughts and feelings. Like if a road can come up overnight or in a week's time, guys.
No, guys, I'm still driving on the M13 and there's still sand in the road. The sand hasn't been cleared.
I'm actually going to post a picture later. So, anyway, for those of you who know Newlands, we've got a school down. Okay, so we're in a horseshoe, right? Around the grounds, and at the bottom of the one side of the U is a school. And with that comes a whole river kind of a thing underneath that. Guys, that road is no longer in use. It's actually, what is even left? It's not even safe for kids to even walk on that road, guys. They've blocked it off both ways. So our road is like a freeway in the morning, I'm telling you, because now everyone's coming up the one side to get to the other side. And now buses can no longer join our horseshoe. So I don't know how long it...
Wait, so what are the buses doing?
Nothing, they're just driving straight past. So all those people in the horseshoe, they take
jump
buses.
up on the ground.
Yes. I saw Auntie Jenny and them all standing downstairs when I was on my way to work this morning. Yeah. Okay, you're gonna read more?
Okay, so Martine said one of my workers couldn't come to work. She returned yesterday from Umlazi. She said they couldn't go anywhere or do anything. Most of the roads were damaged. She couldn't... I was watching on the Tuesday. I was watching on Facebook where people were, and on Zella, I was on Zella, people were asking about the different routes. Can you get through? Can you go through this route? And a lot of people said that they got into taxis to go to work, but the taxis couldn't get through, so they had to turn back. And this is people from all over. So there was like in the Wentworth group, in like all the different areas, they had actually got up to go to work, but obviously couldn't get to work, and the taxis had to turn back. It's, I don't know. Usually, when we have this flood, it's usually either Toti and then everywhere else is fine, or it's either north and then everything else is fine. It was just total devastation right through. Have they named this storm yet?
I have no idea. That would be kind of... They can name hurricanes and all those things.
No, I think they have named it already.
Okay.
I think they have named it already. If anybody knows, I'm going to Google it, but every obviously has a name, so...
Running an alphabetical order, all those...
And they're mostly female names. They're only female names.
That's like a whole... There's something I wanted to say now. I've just lost my train of thoughts. Oh yes, guys, those of you that were not at work or could not get to work or whatever the case may be, I'm still waiting for you to come through and tell me if you've got lights, you've got water, or you're on a shedding schedule, or what's going on. But anyway, we'll come back to that. How is it working? Have they asked you guys to take leave, or are they giving you guys special leave now that it's announced as a state of disaster?
No, with us, you work from home if you can, but our site is up and running as of today. So we've got water as of today, so you have to come to work. If you can't,
I'm talking about last week.
Last week, if you couldn't come to work, you had to put in leave.
Don't you find that's a bit unfair? I mean, we didn't plan for it to freaking flood. Surely, and now it's a state of disaster. Surely there should be a special leave catering, or surely there should have...
There was special leave for unrest, and that was like a week.
Maybe for you, a week. But I'm just saying, guys, like, you're really not talking. Okay, but surely, like, what is it? You need to come through, you need to tell me what's moving and shaking. Okay, Luke, you're gonna read Luke.
Okay, look, traveling daily to and from Merebank has become a nightmare after this flood. Most routes have been affected. The road by the containers collapsed in Amlazi was my usual route. Okay, so my usual route, now, I worked in Paradise Valley and Jude goes to school in Pinetown. So Stapleton Road is closed off. So my route now is I have to get Jude to school, and then I have to go drive towards Westville on the M13, take the Pinetown off them, and then come back. But when you're coming back, because Stapleton Road is closed and everybody's using that way, the traffic is backed up for about an hour. I've been getting to work like 8:30, but I've been leaving home at 20 to 7.
No.
Because Stapleton Road is closed off.
So, Lukey, what time are you leaving? Are you leaving home now? Are you leaving home normal time? Like what? Obviously, your route has now, your traveling time has now increased. So now, how long does it normally take? On a 20-minute drive, how long are you actually taking? Or are you leaving earlier? I know yesterday there was drama, Nani Drive. I don't know what the freak was going on here, but there was...
Was it protesting?
Traffic, no, because I was coming up from Fatima. There was traffic all the way to Newlands East Robots. I don't know, really. Can someone tell me what was going on there? There was protest action happening, Nandi Drive and Malandela, what.
So Luke says 30 to 60 minutes extra traveling time, me as well. It's 30. And I thought I took a different route today. I thought, okay, let me try this route. Well, I got to work 15 minutes later than what I got to work yesterday. Because of the traffic.
Okay, so are you leaving earlier or are you leaving normal time knowing that you're going to sit in the traffic for that long? And when you're coming home, are you leaving the same time? Like, what's really going on, guys? Because this is going to be alive for quite a while, eh?
If anybody's ever been on Underwood Road between 4 and 6, I think you'll know my drama. Underwood Road is bumper to bumper, standstill. It kills me. It absolutely kills me. Okay, so Raylan said that was
Yes.
due to Sianda and Dumisani Makaya closed because they were striking.
100%. Okay.
Okay, so the striking is for?
I don't know, but security
No
guards
water
are
and
striking.
electricity?
I don't know who else. Auntie Linda, good evening to you and welcome to the
Okay,
Fan
so
Zone.
Auntie Linda, someone who knows my pain. Stapleton Road closure is a nightmare. Auntie Linda, you have no idea how I'm dying. Underwood Road is my way to work and is bumper to bumper every day since from about 6:30 till 9. That is me, Auntie Linda. My son goes to school in Pine Town.
No.
And I am a Paradise Valley. So, Stapleton Road, Old Main Road, I'm at the school. Now I have to go right around.
Do you guys know of any other roads that are closed? I know, besides the ones that we have mentioned. Where's Liz? Maybe Liz can come through and tell us about Westfall and how is Westfall looking. Is there anyone else that can tell us about all the other areas? What is actually really going on?
Okay, so Raylan's saying that they're striking. The protest is because there's no water and lights. I think the whole of Durban is having the same problem.
Okay, Marlon says into to the airport is a nightmare.
Oh, yes. That's because the other way. Yes, I saw that video footage of northbound.
What's going? Because the airport's closed.
Yes. So the traffic is being diverted that way. It's absolutely terrible. It's terrible, terrible, terrible.
Guys, okay, so I'm still waiting for you guys to come through. And Auntie Linda, tell me, are you guys doing a water shedding thing? What is your water criteria? What's your water situation where you are situated? I think everyone else here is Newlands, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. Okay, so Mart says Westfield roads are quite bad. So many houses were washed away and it's still sandy.
Guys, I still can't comprehend that. Like, how do you, like, just carry on? Like, I was actually driving in my car. I was actually driving on my way to work. And I'm sitting in the traffic and I'm thinking, the rest of the world is just carrying on. Like, everybody's just carrying on, going to work, going about their business. Some people's lives have actually just hit a huge halt because they've got no homes. Well, what does that mean to the displaced people? Like, I know that Gift of the Givers is very, very active. But there's like very few. You're not hearing about.
Also, huge shout out to Gift of the Givers. That doctor is doing the utmost best. Like, if ever there was a time to shine out. I mean, guys, I was getting to know about this guy during COVID and whatever the case may be. But, like, he just comes out and he just does his thing. Like, so a huge shout out to him. I don't know if you ever did watch this or whatever the case may be, but wow, just please continue to do what you're doing. There actually was a meme that has been going around and they're saying instead of the billions that you are giving to the municipality or what
donating to the government.
Donate to the Gift of the Givers because they know
the most, guys.
Exactly what to do with those funds and you can see where it's going and there's no shady business and whatever the case may be. So yeah, take off my hat to that guy and his workers because they hit the ground running and they are doing the most. So Shanae Smith, good evening to you and welcome to the Fan Zone. We are just talking about what's moving and shaking. Where were you last week? Do you all have lights? Do you all have water? Talk to us.
Okay, so Gift of the Givers is an organization that does charity and that helps people out when it comes to devastation. So they are actually... Wait, there's a name for that. Was it an NGO? Are they an NGO? I'm not sure if they're an NGO.
They must be, if they're doing the most.
But they are on the ball. They are on the ball. You must Google it, Francine. If you need to make any donations, that is the way to go.
I've got a page. You'll check out all that they are doing with it. Okay, so Atilena says water's on and off. I haven't had a bath yet. No water right now. So tell us, on and off, like what? Does it come on every 2 hours? Like, do you even know? Is it off daily or what? What? Is it off due to a fault or what? Talk to us.
There's so many faults now, guys.
Yeah, you don't even know really what's the report or what's actually going on.
there are so many faults, and it's draining seeing the people complaining on Facebook with people not doing. Yes, we understand. We understand that it's frustrating, but I think in some cases we've got to be patient, just a little bit patient, especially since we know that we all in the same crisis.
Also, now that everything's out or on and out on, we don't know if we're actually supposed to be reporting it or what is actually really going on. At least with us, we are quite up to date. We know, okay, so we are supplying water to other wards, and our water will go off daily and stuff like that. But it's weird how certain roads have water and some don't. But according to a guy in the water department, some roads do and some roads don't, because when the water actually does come on, everyone is rushing to fill and stuff like that we stop out where we lose our quantity. So all I can say, guys, we've got buckets around our entire house, guys. Just fill up as you can, because I think this is going to be our lives for a good few weeks, maybe even months, until everything is up and running.
Auntie Linda, there are some people here in Pinetown who still haven't had water and lights since last Tuesday. I think the whole of Durban North hasn't had water since last Tuesday.
Yeah.
Most of Durban North hasn't had water since last Tuesday. So Martine says, we have water now. My family in Glimmer Park have no water and electricity. Comes on for 2 hours a day. They at work at the time when the water comes on.
Okay, Luki says, time to think about how to be off the grid and self-sustainable. Not cheap, but could be the answer to our problems. Linda says, I'm not complaining. I am grateful that my family and home are intact.
Water we can buy.
Even that too. Some of the shops are even running out of water.
Yes, the shops are, and the water's gone up. Like, what goes on? What goes on? Guys,
so the bluff, Roseanne,
like,
can you update us on the bluff?
I don't know about the situation on the bluff. I know that they didn't have water. So I think they haven't had water since Tuesday. I don't know if it's coming on intermittently, and if there are hours. But guys, the washing.
Hey Michelle, welcome to the fan.
The washing.
My mother was caught with the washing this morning. She put the machine on and the water just disappeared. Wow. You know, guys, we in our community chat. Hello Adele. When we it's so freaking funny, because now we all talking about water, no water, who got water, we got water. Let me tell you guys something. I don't know if one of the water truck's kids go to the school down in the bottom here. So the truck drove past our road this morning. Well, everyone on the group was like, "Good, the water truck went up, went down, went down, went up, went down." And they're like, "Oh, he comes every day to pick up his kids, guys."
Drop off his kids.
Yeah, pick up and drop off. But the most exciting thing that I need on our community group is when everyone is like, "Pongani, good evening to you," is when, guys, the water's on. My pipes are rattling.
Yeah,
like
fill up, guys. Guys, I think
biggest,
the water's coming on. I can hear the
I can hear the
toilet.
rumble. Yeah, I can hear the toilet filling. Okay, my keys is filling. Guys, we have to find humor somewhere. You know, us South Africans, we laugh when it's the most serious things.
I must say,
it's the funniest
I must say, we had memes for every devastation. For everything that happened. COVID, they memed. The unrest was memed out. This water, this last crisis, I only saw 2 memes. Was it 2? I think I only saw 2, but people have just had enough. Not even. But I had a good laugh at some of the things. About there was a bull shark floating somewhere. Then the clock farm lost 12 crocodiles and they found 14. So
it's around 18 now.
Yes.
Wow.
They just finding these clocks. These clocks are coming in from everywhere. I was like, but it's, guys, I don't know. I think the thing that gets me the most is that so many people are so willing to help. So willing to help. Opening up their homes, opening up for other people in the community. It's actually a good thing. it helps us actually come together. So Auntie Sybil says, guys, before you didn't drive close to a cash-in transit truck. These days, you see a water truck or petrol tanker, and then we want to be far in case they get hijacked.
100%. Because that is like what is actually going on in the world right now. Okay, guys, so we've got 3 minutes left till the top of the hour. 3 minutes until Roz and I say goodnight to you. What?
Okay.
We are going to have a moment of silence right now. For those of you who have just joined us and have not watched the whole stream, Charette, good evening to you and welcome to the Fan Zone. And Nicole, good evening to you and welcome to the Fan Zone. But before we end tonight's show, we would like to have a moment of silence. Excuse me. For those that we have lost during the floods, for those that are just not in a good space, guys. So we are going to send through hearts. You're going to send through a hugging emoji. You're going to just send through anything that you feel will be fitting for the silence.
And also, in that silence, let's not forget the 2 rescue workers that lost their lives with their K9 officer.
Was going to be stuck.
No, we're not stuck. We were having a moment of silence.
But I'm stuck.
No, you're stuck. Now that's our moment opener.
Okay, so Francine says, Durban, God does not give us more than we can handle.
Okay, so hi to Nikki. So Nikki says, hi guys, I'm just thankful that I'm alive. Our bank collapsed, but we have lights and water. Thank you, Jesus. There was another comment that I wanted to read. Okay, so Auntie Sybil says there's 500 crocs. Over 500 crocs.
What? Found?
There are over 500 crocs.
I mean, like from where? Huh?
I don't know. I think I did that story as when I listened to him. He said that they had over 500 crocs in the farm. But he said that it's not like sheep where you can physically count them.
Okay, I read that, yes.
So he was like...
Actually, I think he was...
It's an estimation. So they had reported 12 clocks missing.
Wow. Out of these 500.
But guys, are there no clocks in the rivers? Like...
Just by the by.
Just by the by. Like, are there no clocks in the rivers? Like...
I don't know. Because I don't know.
Because where did the other clocks come? But yeah, maybe he couldn't, you can't actually count.
Yes, he was on the ENCA. Yes, he actually... I saw that video. Right, guys, we are out. We are going to say goodnight to you. Thank you so much for popping in, for checking up on us, for coming through and telling us how you guys are doing and what's actually moving and shaking with you and your home and your family, as well as your friends. We are, to the learner from Bria Primary who lost her family, you are in our thoughts and prayers. we are gonna say goodnight to you guys. We're so sorry that we've actually derailed from Autism Month, which we normally celebrate during April, but we only thought that it was befitting that we spoke about this, and we found out, how are you guys?
And I think we're gonna say it again. We said it during COVID when so many lives were lost. Guys, just be kind. Co-worker, a colleague that might have lost their family, might have lost a loved one. We said this through the unrest, just be kind. People went through it. So we're going to say it again. Through this flood, let's just be kind and just be aware of the fact that people have lost stuff. And mentally and emotionally, a lot of people in KZN just need kindness, and that is it.
100%. Les, it was so awesome to have you in our stream. We know it's early hours of the morning there, so thank you for joining us live. Guys, to the rest of you, we will see if we're streaming Sunday. If not, we will catch you guys in the week. Peace.